Celebrating Mum. Because Mum's family and friends are spread across the globe, we've created this online memorial to celebrate her remarkable life. A life filled with love, creativity, adventure, and grace.
Mom was born in 1941 in North Bay, Ontario, to Curtis and Roma Church, joining her 5-year-old sister Anne. Grandpa Church traveled northern Ontario selling groceries to independent grocers, but when the war broke out, he was stationed as a quartermaster for the army in Winnipeg. Grandma and Mom followed him there, and it was in Winnipeg that Nancy was born. Shortly after, Anne joined them, having stayed with her grandparents in Ontario for a short time. The family then moved to Saskatoon, where Grandpa followed his close friend, John Diefenbaker's brother. They lived back to back with the Diefenbaker family, a fact that Mom always enjoyed sharing.
Her child in Saskatoon was happy and full. She adored their prettiest white house with green shutters and loved that her mother, an amateur artist, painted Snow White and the 7 dwarves on their bedroom wall. She laughed about almost failing grade 1 because she was forced to write with her right hand, even though she was very left-handed, a small irony for someone who would later become a teacher herself. She remembered Christmases with the Diefenbakers, skating lessons, some piano and tap dancing, and was all set to be yearbook editor in grade 12 when her parents upped and moved to Etobicoke.
Though her sisters were 5 years older and younger than her, Mom kept those relationships close and strong throughout her life. The sisters and their future husbands met often in family reunions and always made sure they took photos each visit. Mom and her sisters made sure we maintained relationships with our cousins even over long distances.
The best part of Etobicoke for Mum was meeting Dad. They met while volunteering at church on a youth group picnic committee. One evening after a meeting, they took a spontaneous drive all the way to Barrie for an ice cream, and that was it. They began a life together filled with love, adventure, and a very full social calendar. They enjoyed Sigma Chi events at University of Toronto, and Mum, a talented seamstress from a very young age, made many of her own elegant clothes, including ball gowns as well as Nancy's wedding gown. In July 1963, they were married in Etobicoke, inviting her entire elementary class to the ceremony. The reception was held in her parents' backyard during a solar eclipse. Dramatic and unforgettable. Their honeymoon was a houseboat trip up the Trent Canal, the start of their lifelong love of boating.
As a young couple, they camped, traveled north, and spent many happy times at her parents' trout farm, creating memories with friends and extended family. She enjoyed fishing with her dad and spending time with her mom, and there were many memorable family reunions over the years. Teaching was always very important to Mum. While living in London, Ontario, she taught very troubled and sometimes violent students at the London Children's Psychiatric Hospital. After having us, she returned to teaching despite the disapproval of some, believing firmly that it was the right choice for our family. Her determination paid off, allowing them to buy their home in 1977 and giving us wonderful life experiences. In Etobicoke, she began teaching developmentally delayed students and pioneered the first segregated classroom in a regular school. She experimented with partial integration when it benefited her students and also welcomed regular stream students into her room, breaking down barriers at a time when inclusion was far from the norm. She was even interviewed on local television about her progressive work. Later, she became one of the board's first computer specialists, pioneering technology use in the classroom.
All the while, she did everything a stay-at-home mother might do. Cooking, cleaning, laundry, shopping, hosting dinner party, entertaining on the various boats, being there for us. Her elegant touch was everywhere. Beautifully set tables, gourmet meals, themed birthday parties, and handmade Halloween costumes. We nicknamed her Martha Judy, after Martha Stewart, obviously, one of her favorites. She raised us to love reading, theater, music, and art. She encouraged independence, let us make mistakes without judgment, and somehow gave us the confidence to take risks. We always joked that she kept telling us how brilliant we were, because compared to her students, we did seem so much smarter. We believed her. Why not?
Mom loved the numerous bonspiels, curling parties, costume parties, and musicals that she and Dad immersed themselves in at St. George's and Mimico Cruising Club. They were some of the original Mimico Cruising Club members, and Mom was instrumental in furnishing the original club, and she always loved ordering the branded clothing and hats, keeping the membership looking snazzy. One of Mom's solo passions was quilting. She was very active with the quilting guilds in Etobicoke and Burlington. She organized quilt shows, ran committees, and made handmade quilts both for charity, her friends, and most of her family. She made life both beautiful and fun. In retirement, Mom loved curling, golf, quilting, sailing, and travel. They took a few trips to Australia, the British Virgin Islands, BC, Jamaica, Florida, Saskatoon, and many other places. After Dad passed away in 2014, she carried on with courage, visiting Australia on her own, running her building's book club, and volunteering at the local arts center.
As a grandma, she was very thoughtful. She always came prepared with crafts and projects to keep us entertained and engaged so we could relate to her. She never missed a Halloween opportunity to sew us costumes and dress up as a witch to shell out candy. Her homemade pies were legendary, and her family traditions shaped every holiday, bringing the family together.
She loved her grandsons and always talked about them so that we would stay connected. We were so glad that Grandma brought us together in Hawaii to unite the family again in 2018. Grandma made an impact on everyone she met. Even our friends have fond memories of seeing her over the past 10 years. They appreciated her sunny attitude, her curiosity, and sense of humor, and they liked hanging out with her by the pool with us.
When she noticed signs of dementia, she embraced the change with her usual optimism, moving to Amica in Dundas and calling it her cruise ship. Even through 7 years of Alzheimer's, including the challenges of COVID lockdowns, she stayed positive, kind, and gracious. She never grew angry, she simply retreated, but we continued to see flashes of the warm, funny, generous woman she always was.
Her independence, intelligence, empathy, strength, and determination are just part of the legacy she leaves to her children and her grandchildren. She taught us to work hard, to laugh often, to see the good in people, and to make life beautiful. Mom, you lived a wonderful life, full of love, adventure, style, and grace. We will carry your spirit with us always. Cheers to you, Mom. We love you.